This OBS can't figure out what the hell it wants to do. It crashed my freaking computer. Lovely. So, I'm back. You're going to unplug and replug the Canon. We're going to turn off and turn back on the Canon, because it's locked up too. Will you give me the Canon? Will you give me the Canon? Thank you. Obviously the exposure's all screwed up. Alright, so we are looking over here. And we can do the whole thing. We're looking over here at the Volkswagen. It's been having limp mode issues. Transmission's going in limp mode. Can't figure out why. And then I got to thinking, perhaps it's German and it's doing a German thing. I also now have to go back in here really take me to the latest, the newest, the most recent. Thank you. Oy. You ever feel sometimes like it's just one of those days where somebody, somewhere, something has to be working against you? The only thing that makes sense. You ever feel those days? Because that's what today kind of feels like. This morning, nothing but issues with getting the stream set up and getting things sorted and working and moving and doing and going and Anyway, I need one more piece of equipment. Mr. B, go away. Thank you. Alright, got our handy dandy load tester here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hook up the load tester, the O-scope, the voltometer to the Volkswagen, and we're going to see if there is some issue with the alternator. We're going to try to see if there's some issue with the alternator. No guarantees we'll be successful in seeing some issue with the alternator. So we'll put this guy up there. Get a little clampity clamp going on here. Give him the clamps! Okay, we then want this guy somewhere. Somewhere where he'll stay, maybe. Somewhere where he'll stay and I won't have to worry about both sides being common. Well, that's lovely. That should work. Okay. Apparently I'm going to need the ground because that is not showing me ground, and that is not showing me voltage. That should be voltage. Oh, be right back again. Necessito groundo connectiono. Kind of like that. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna want you on AC in reality. Okay, got that hooked up. Need to hook this guy up. And I'm actually gonna read the book because I don't remember how to use the setting that I want to see correctly. Yeah, it's supposed to be that. Which means I think the inside of my own meter is broken. Huh. That's what I thought it was supposed to be. So that means I need the schematic real quick. I need to know where it all goes. It's two. What? Oh. Yeah, CR101 might be bad Two diodes in series and a resistor. Range. That goes to the range. Oh, that's the meter. Interesting. Yeah, so it should work the way that I think it should, but it doesn't seem to. So, since I don't have A, enough ports, and B, the oscope connected to this, we're going to do this. So you get, that's terrible. That is incredibly terrible. Okay, we're going to move you over here. I guess you're going to watch you. Okay. So we're going to watch. I want the cannon to be big. That guy up there. And this guy over here. Okay. So, don't have enough space or cameras to watch all the different various pieces of test equipment simultaneously. It'd be very nice if I did, but I do not. So I just have to connect the volt ohm meter to the battery, and we're on AC voltage. So if I connect him in here, put him on there, he jumps immediately, which means that CR101 is bad. So I'm going to bring him over here. This has a voltage divider on it. Yeah, see? Which means that test I did on the pilot before is invalid, apparently. Oh, that's lovely. So I guess we just put it on DC. And hope for the best. What I kind of want to do, I wonder if I could let me adjust you down just a smooch. No, right off the scale. Okay. So we're at set our bias back to 0. Oh, lovely. Alright, I'm going to go grab... Oh, and of course, because we had a crash, I don't have the background music for you guys. Look at me not knowing what I'm doing. Something about like that. Okay. And could I do this with just the O-scope? Yes, I could. But I want to have all the wacky stuff on here so we can see it all. See it all. Huzzah. Alright, I should be back. I don't know, OBS crashing, wasps all over the place. I'm quite quickly losing the initiative, the gumption, doing this stuff today. Also need to fix the way the cannon's sitting, because that's gonna fall over. We are sitting well forward of our center of mass. So we're going to do this, and we're going to do that, and that. There we go, that's better. Give us a little slideroo there. Okay. Now, we are set to start. And I guess I'm just going to start it myself because he's going to be an hour and I'm impatient. So we're going to grab the keys and grab the keys and then the ignition there. Give it a start. Well, there's something in there, isn't there? Look at those spikes. Look at those big ass spikes. That's not supposed to happen. watch this as it gets warm. Put a peak to peak on there. 150 millivolts. And that's within spec. What worries me is those spikes that I was seeing a second ago. Go back to 40 milliseconds. See if there's yeah, spike. Alright. Huh. Those should not be. There's also another waveform in there that's longer. There's a pulsing. I don't know if I can get you guys that. Oh, freaking glare, man. So the high frequency stuff we expect to see, that is perfectly normal. The stuff we don't expect to see, let's take this down to, yeah, look at those big spikes in there. That tells me the diodes are weak. Let's take this out to, we're going to draw this at 4 seconds of division. Even though it loses us a lot of resolution, I want to see if we can't tell if there's a larger overarching signal in there. See, the long one isn't showing us the big spikes. How about if we go faster? That's not going to do as much good. Yeah, so there's that fundamental frequency right there. That's going to be the alternator spinning and the diodes. The bit that's not good is those big spikes that we keep seeing. You can also see there's a lower frequency. My concern is those big spikes though. I have a sneaking suspicion one of the diodes is not in great shape. We do have a spare. alternator somewhere. Right there in the back. Nice.
A little in lump of the doors.
Okay. Let's pop that alternator out real quick. In fact, have a spare. I would not normally recommend swapping parts for no reason, but we do have a suspicion that there might be something wrong with the thing. So, since this guy is about useless for us right now, and all of our previous measurements were found out to be null and void, essentially. We're going to get rid of him. We're not going to get rid of him. We're going to move him out of the shot and get the cannon in a better position to see what we are doing. So let's go put him away. Okay, so we're gonna need, we're gonna move cannon over here. This guy. Alright, so to get the alternator out, we do have to remove the intake tube because it comes out through this little hole here. We remove this little plastic cover because it gives us just a smoochily smooch little extra room. We're gonna need 8 mil for that guy. We're gonna need Allens for that guy, and the belt tensioner I'm gonna need crescent, I guess. Is that buggy hair? Something poking my eye. Not pleasant. Oh, okay. So let me go grab tools real quick. We'll pull that guy, and you can see he's not all that old. I'm not 100% sure that's a problem. Obviously, that crap everywhere because of garage and like. Do some stuff. Big spikes in the alternator.
Yeah?
Don't know quite what they're about. Get the fundamental frequency of the diodes, get some other lower frequency, which is not 60 hertz, strangely enough. It's above 60, but it's lower than the like 1K or 2K, whatever that we get out of the alternator. So I have no idea what that is.
Did you unplug the ABS when you did the current drain check?
It's below 50 million.
I'm just curious because we have this ABS module in here that still doesn't work.
It doesn't work because your passenger rear wheel sensor is not sending data to the module. So the module says, I'm not going to do anything because I can't get reliable data. Camera sort of in the way.
A little bit.
Okay. There's a tool for this. But we can use this just fine. It's fine. It's okay. It's good. It's good.
Plug with that belt and replace it soon.
Pretty sure it's new, isn't it? I mean, the alternator's not that old either, though.
Yeah.
But I wonder if this is.
I think that's a junkyard one we pulled.
That's junkyard.
We did both. Both junkyard.
Genuine?
Every one I've ever put in here has been junkyard.
You've never got a reman?
No.
Because I was gonna say reman, and they didn't replace the diodes because that's what reman
We might have.
factories do. We'll find out as soon as I pull it out.
Yeah.
Or on it somewhere.
Okay.
That was good stuff. I go to plug the cannon in.
Uh-huh.
Crashed the whole freaking laptop.
Wow.
Pissed me off. Now I'm kind of irritated about that. And there's a beat. I swear to God, it's the same beat every day. It comes in there and just like hangs out by the welder. It's just like, what's going on, buddy?
Probably is the same bee. He's probably scouting. He remembers that spot.
Swear to God, there's nothing in the freaking garage for him though. I keep telling him that. And he doesn't listen.
Speaks English. Bees speak English. It's canon.
B movie. Hello.
They have relationships with women that are way too big for them.
So bad. Who was that? Was it Justin Long?
No, the guy
Tom
was
Hanks?
Seinfeld. Yeah, Seinfeld.
Oh, no wonder it was horrible.
Yeah.
Seinfeld's terrible. Nobody likes Seinfeld. People that like Seinfeld are accountants.
Very, very dry weird.
They're chartered accountants. I don't remember where this other bolt is. I think it's a Philly boy. Feely with your fingaroos.
It is too.
Yeah, right there. Right behind where the belt's sitting. Okay. Which means I need to move the belt. Belt, you're in the way. And
I remember you do have to take this hose off here. Slide out the side.
I think the wasps are back in the frickin' shutters over there
Probably.
again too. Come on. Come on.
Yeah, 'cause that's a terrible design. Shutters.
Where's the... Oh. You actually have to use an Allen wrench to get to it. You can't use a ratchety ratchet. What size is that? 6 mil.
Just the way you say things.
The Handaroo. Not the Handaroo that you get for $5 in the back alley, though. That's a different kind of Handaroo. What? Oh. Gotta be an 8 mil then.
Two different size bolts?
Yeah.
Weird.
I'm telling you, man, Volkswagen, they're just rednecks.
They do weird stuff.
They are rednecks.
I think they are.
Hey, how do you clean the drain for the sunroof? Well, you can go down there to the parts store and you get one of them there speedo cable. You stick it in the drill and you go zoop, zoop, and there you go. Clean up.
So true.
That's what the book.
I know the book.
That's what the book says.
I know.
It's stupid.
Oh damn.
One of them there speedometer cables. You know, we used to sell them things. We put them in the van.
You saw that those sticky pads melted on my dash. Yeah, that's crazy.
That's Chinese. was actually talking about that in the stream the other day, where it's not necessarily the fault of the Chinese reproduction manufacturers.
I was like, reproductive is a little weird.
Yeah, I mean they are
right.
Chinese. Because they try to recreate these things, but they don't have the formulas that the original OEM, the original equipment manufacturer had at their disposal. So they just try to, like, oh, well, this is kind of a rubber and it feels about like this. They don't do spectroscopy or anything on it. Like, these guys, they make $2 a month. Like, come on. I need a little pipe thing. What do I do? Smart.
Oh yeah, hey, that'll work.
Man, breaker bar. Breaker bar. 11 mil breaker bar. Boosh. Sometimes, when you don't have the tools at your disposal to make the job easier, you make the tools. And my mom was in the other one, and then because she doesn't like just come in and hang out, she does other stuff. It crashed, and I don't know if she's realized it yet. I did send a new link to the group chat though, so there you go. At least people will know. I just called it the same thing, put the same description, and just put the word again at the title.
Round 2.
Yeah. This is, hey, there's Mr. Colin.
You know, I don't think there is a live stream mechanic.
I've looked. I've never found like live stream automotive repair. I mean, who really wants to go watch live stream automotive repair besides Colin?
You?
And I think he's just here because, like, sometimes I'm funny and he like sticks me in the background and goes and does other stuff, and like he's got some machines. He's like, hey, I got this question, blah blah blah, and you know, give him a little bit of diagnosticated cadence. This is what the people come for, man.
So do you still need me for this, or what?
No.
Text me, are you ready?
Yeah, and then nothing happened, and then I did it myself.
Well, I said yes.
Like 10 minutes later.
In the game. Alright, I'm shooting people.
Probably hit the 8 mil. Sockety socket boy.
Okay, well,
I mean, if you wanna hang out for a bit till I get this guy swapped over, and then you can take a look at the O-scope whenever I get the thing going.
just let me know when it gets swapped over and I'll come over.
Yeah. And sometimes when you're working on a car, you can't look at the car.
Yeah, I know, yeah. I'm gonna feel it.
I don't think that's gonna work. And when you say a while, what do you mean a while? Because the stream died earlier. Were you in the other one? Not get my hand in here like just right. How did I get it off last time? I know I've done this alternator.
I don't know.
I think I just used the Allen wrench and it just took a while. Honestly. And a ratcheting Allen wrench.
Oh wait.
A ratcheting Allen wrench that fits. 9 minutes. Okay, so this stream, yeah, the first stream crashed when I tried to hook the Canon up and get it running. So you came in after I got it sorted and back online. That's good. You didn't have to worry about going and finding a new stream. Because YouTube, so if you have YouTube open on, say, like the live stream page for my channel, and you know there's going to be a stream up and coming, so you're hanging out, you're waiting for the link to pop up, and you're sitting there, and you're sitting there, and you're sitting there, and like, what the heck's going on? You'll refresh the page and be like, streaming for 20 minutes. Because if you're on the page, it does not update the page. Let's go.
Do you have those ratcheting wrenches?
Yeah.
You might be able to do like a little hybrid thing with thinner.
And a lot of blind fingering. Shut up. Kids come to this stream, shut up.
There isn't right now, we're safe.
This is what working on cars is. Blind fingering and making jokes about it. We don't have to pull the fan clutch off to get this thing out, do we?
Just take that tube off, it goes right out the side there.
Oh, the bolt here.
Oh, I don't know about that. Possibly. I don't think so. I swear we did it last time without.
Like, I mean, because it hits right on the fan clutch. And there's no, like, hole or anything.
I don't remember how to do that.
I think we do. I don't remember.
I swear there's a way to do it without doing that.
How do you get the fan clutch off in the first place? I don't remember.
Do we have to have a special tool to hold it and remove it, something like that?
Where's my flashlight's inside?
My flashlight's hanging
on my bed. I don't remember how the freaking... Oh, yeah, I do. There's a bolt in the back. There's a bolt in the back. Okay, so I need to pull this tube off first. The tube first. Yeah, Colin, I was just talking about in the last stream before you got here. That is not an 8, apparently. It's a 7. It's German, so it's not going to be American. Okay. And I was talking about, past 2 days have been chilly and wet and miserable, and now today it's dry and sunny, and it's not a bad day out. Like, this is a day I could go riding around in the desert for like 2, 3, 4 hours.
Here's nothing is buried on your blanket.
No, it should be right there in the corner of the bed where I use my bed as a nightstand.
I didn't see it. I lifted up your keyboard now.
Bet you don't know what that is.
That would be a hose.
No.
And a hose clamp.
Nope.
Got a lot of airflow there.
Well, that's good. That means the turbo is not leaking still. That's good. That's good. Do we have to? I think we have to take this guy out too. Yeah. Yeah, we should really look into that too.
Pretty sure it's a switch.
Here's a switch. Oh, yeah. Because he fell down a little bit. Yeah, this guy right here. And then I need to jam him in there. There's a way to do that with... There. There's a hole in the pulley, in the hole in the pulley, in the hole. I guess I could use the frickin' thing to turn the thing.
This is really hard to put this where you can see the drains there.
Welcome to mechanerating. can you bring this from like straight back? Bam! Kind of like that. Now, better bring the 8. Brought the 8, right? That's the 8. That Allen wrench is a bit soft for the job. Come on. Yeah, that Allen wrench is soft. How big is that hole? Yeah. Need one more bigger. I mean, technically 2 more bigger. Nope.
Underneath your titty.
Oops. The hole is too small. Yeah, it's right there. And it's just too small. Can I shove it? Can't shove it. And the one that's between those two, apparently. Or what? What about?
Well, that's where it has that special, like, thin wrench to grab it, huh?
No, because the bolts from the backside of the pulley won't let you get on there. Harder material. Might snap. Watch your eyeballs. We also want to grab just the shortliest extension here. What did Clayton call these?
Stubbies?
Or stack a bunch of extensions together.
Big extenders.
Yeah, big extender. And with the wobbly on there, we should be able to get a better angle on our dangle. Ooh. Yeah. So I'm not a big fan of this design.
Yeah.
In particular. VDub's not the only one that uses it. There's a few people that use this kind of design. GM kind of modified the idea for the North Star engines, where they stuck the water pump on the camshaft on the back, the transmission side of the head on the North Stars.
That's smart.
Can I by hand? No?
Not quite.
No by hand. Okay. Let's lose an extension because we're up against the freaking oil check pipe. The cruise control diaphragm is always just in the way.
Take the diaphragm off?
Nope. We're going to do this a different way.
Yeah.
Works smarter, not harder.
It does work right there.
Don't know why I never thought of it before. I'm not wearing socks, so my shoes are making fart noises.
Yeah, my shoes are starting to get all sticky.
Yeah.
I only plan to come out here and start the car for you. So.
Did I just go the wrong way? I just went the wrong way.
It's like
the whole damn time.
this is wrong.
For whatever reason. Oh man. Ding-a-ling?
Thought I. Oh, okay.
Oh yeah. There's the guy that I told I was gonna take him to the Hyundai today.
How do you want?
Whenever. But he was like, I was like, yeah, you might need to remind me. So he's messaging me. So I figure later this afternoon. There was a guy that was like, I'll give you 400. Give you a bloody nose. Like, I don't get people that come in like the hard low ballers. Like, I'm not even
That's
gonna
because
answer
they
you,
think
guy.
they think people fall for it all the time.
Like it's a tactic. Yeah. Clayton does haggling and stuff.
Yeah, my dad does too. I can't.
Despise it. It's like, bro, just be honest. Tell me what it's worth to you, and I'll give it to you. Like, don't try to screw me, and I'm not gonna screw you. Is this the?
It does. It's like that.
Not does. Is the rubber soft enough? That's the question.
I don't think so.
Not like breaking everything. Because I do know that it gets in the way. Yeah. Well.
You just push it out of the way like this. There you go. I'll hold it. There you go.
Go, the little pry bar. Go to the little pry bar. Okay, then we need to disconnect the battery and these cables.
Yeah.
I don't remember how this freaking clips work. Every time I forget how these clips work. There's an easy way to do those clips. And I never remember what it is.
It looks like it's snapped off on the side.
Maybe some of these guys.
It looks almost like it was remanded. It's got paint where it was tightened down.
Boy. How tighten these terminals so tight?
You?
You don't know me.
I know that you're the last one to install the battery.
Ah, it might be a 13 mil.
Something about Volkswagens. Everything is 13.
Yeah, I mean Honda likes 12s, 10s, and 17s. Man, who tightened this freaking nut on here too? Damn.
Stronger, younger you.
Yeah, right. Yeah, the one that always worries me is this single freaking wire.
Yeah.
Come on, Volkswagen. You can do better. Now I can turn this guy. And I can take a look at the connector. Because I never remember. It's this little thing right here, but like, it hurts your freaking
Yeah, it hurts
hands.
so bad to get it off.
Smaller?
Smaller.
Maybe smaller? Which one is? Oh no!
Charging the battery in my.
That and like maybe this side be easier. More leverage. It's like need two hands. I hate that connector so much.
Dumb as that. Yeah,
And you know, the Germans, they're quite a bit like Americans, in that they're like, everything needs to be made here. Everything that we put on stuff needs to be made locally in our country because we need to support our people. And I'm like, you know what? I can understand that to some degree, but at some point at the end of the day, you have to look at something you've made and be like, people make things that are infinitely better than this. Why the hell are we using this? I mean,
patriotism.
Three man. Stick right there. Does it have a name on it though? Probably Vato Zone. I don't recognize the sticker.
I think I don't know from out of
So, you know what's a handy thing to do to these? See how hard that one was to pull off? Judo smack! Move it just like half a millimeter. I could have stuck it on the press and done it a lot easier.
This spin's good though.
Got a little bit of a sound, but not too bad. Holes are in my way. Shimon, Lee.
Rotate left. There you
I think I normally take those guys off of there when I do this.
go. It popped up.
Yeah.
Pop the bone.
Okay, so. Because this looks like an OEM alternator, honestly.
Could be.
It looks like a Volkswagen part.
So we shouldn't call them out. Yep.
Your hand's in the way.
Sorry.
I need to reach back there.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Shh.
So where'd you guys go?
What do you mean where'd you go?
Oh, Ryan's like, ready to go?
No, we're just out here working on the Passat.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. I was just curious.
Not that it's any of your business.
And don't put it in the chat if you don't want to be my business, bitch.
Just ignore the chat when it's not your business. No, I'm saying even if it is in the chat, if it's none of your business, don't worry about it. Oh, where's that wrench? Wrench.
So are we still going on the house tomorrow? I'd ask you got Marine to watch Connor tomorrow night.
Yeah, you can go.
I'll buy the ticket stuff.
Okay, yeah, I was like, yeah, we can go. Or wait till next time.
Oh, my dad said it's better.
Okay, that works. So why is he watching Connor outside?
Promise to eat.
Of course. And he cannot go back on any promise for emergencies. He tip.
Well, I can honestly say that he's had him less. That's the work that it has never worked for.
Yeah. No, I get it. I just
Oh, this Harbor Freight wrench is not the best. Let me go grab another wrench. Okay. Harbor Freight tools, cheap, usually good enough quality. Doesn't matter so much. Sometimes the quality is right at that point where you'd really rather it be just a little bit more. Like 90% of my tools are from Harbor Freight. This is not complaining about Harbor Freight at all. I have no complaints about Harbor Freight as such. Merely that there are some tools that you would prefer to get from somewhere else. From the people that designed them or the people that made them in the first place. I was like, I don't think that's lined up. There's no way it's lined up already. And I don't remember in the past how I've lined it up the easy way. Perhaps we stick top bolt in first. Oh, come on. Like it's right there. Right there. So close. Now, we put a little bit of cranking on that bolt so it doesn't just come out for no reason. Come on. Okay, this is annoying. This is annoying. Where did I put... What the... Oh. Where the heck did I put those tools? Tank a link. We're gonna get this bolt kind of mostly in there so we don't damage it as we're trying to wiggle around the alternator. And then we'll wiggle around the alternator. Really curious to see what the waveform looks like. Stuff, quit falling. Thank you. There we go. Ideally, you always want to run your bolts in absolutely as far as you can by hand before sticking any kind of tool on it. That is the ideal case. Now, we need to bam. Give it a little pry rating. Needs a little bit more pry rating. Ah, that wasn't on. It needs to go the other way. I mean, I guess the question is this alternator identical? It looks pretty close. It looks like the same alternator. So, you get a rubber mallet. Better idea. I think it's dead blow. Is there? Oh yeah, it needs to go quite a bit more actually. Oh yeah. Oh boy. I really try to avoid doing this at all costs. But sometimes you can't avoid it. Also, I've got a hole in my finger and I keep whacking it on things. Hole in finger is less than pleasant. There we go. One more little tippity tap. Okay. Might be able to get the ratchet back there now. Now that I removed le fan. It's a funny story. You guys know I've got a Honda Accord to my name. It's a bit of an older car. It's 2000? 01? I don't know, I never remember. But when I got it, well, so let's back up to before I got it. So before I got it, the guy that owned it before me, this guy I worked with, he was talking about buying a new car because he wanted something with newer technology, and then he let the dealership swindle him into a crazy price on a Camry. Corolla. On a Corolla. I think he paid like 24 grand for the thing. Like, it's a Corolla. Anyway. I don't think this bolt's going in. So, before he bought the Corolla, we were doing some work to the thing because it's getting old and worn out, and he's not a car guy, so he's not doing like all the regular maintenance that you should be doing on the car. He replaces a thing when it breaks, and then, you know, tire wears out, he replaces the tire. Front brake wears out, he replaces the front brake. Doesn't check the calipers, or, you know. Well, it's not him not checking, it's mechanics he takes it to. He just takes it to generic shops wherever he's at. He doesn't get a rapport with the shop and know the guys and blah blah blah. Like he's not a car guy. He doesn't know these things. So when I got the car, the front bumper cover had been taped on in one corner. Just before I bought it, he rear-ended a guy. I bought the thing for like $800, so I really didn't care either way. Replaced the core support in the hood and the radiator. Everything's fine. One of the first interactions I had with the car was he had a belt squealing, and he was like, we replaced the belt and it still squeals. I wonder if you could take a look at it. I was like, yeah, sure, fine, that's okay. So we went over to his place, popped the hood, check it out. Alternator belt squealing, and I could see it's brand new belt, all the paint's brand new. You go and pull on it and it's a loose, and I'm like, are you sure this is the right belt? He's like, well, we looked it up by the year, and like, what else can you do? You know, you look it up by the car. So I go and I look it up a couple of different other places just to make sure they match, because sometimes part suppliers, they don't have the right part in their tables for some cars. My Civic, actually, for many years, the Civic's fuel strainer for the pump was not the correct one. It was something off of Mazda, and it was the wrong shape, it was the wrong size, it was the wrong angle, it was just completely wrong. There was no making it work. It was impossible. So sometimes it happens. So I looked it up, and the belt matched everything that I found everywhere. So I was like, okay, well, it's probably not that. Did some looking, found out that the top bolt on the alternator was missing. I'm like, what happened here? He's like, I don't know, it's the first I'm seeing it. What I imagine happened is somebody did something in the past and didn't tighten the bolt all the way, maybe? I don't know. Because when I pulled the alternator off, like, so what we ended up doing at that point, I was like, we can pull the alternator, and who knows how long it would take to get this bolt out of here if it's cross-threaded or damaged in some way. It could take pulling the head off. He was like, is there anything we can do to just like make it work for right now? I'm going to buy a car next month. Like I'm already setting up my finances to do this, to make this decision. I just need this car to run until I own the other car. I was like, well, looking at the way it is, the alternator was sitting up against the head physically. So I was like, we push it all the way up against the head as hard as we can, tighten the remaining bolt, measure that, and put the belt that size on it. Stretch it over the alternator. It's not going to last crazy long, but it'll last a month. It was like, let's do that. So we did that. Worked just fine, no more squeaking. And then I bought the car, and I was like, well, I don't want it to be like, if I'm going to own it, I don't want it to be like this. I want it to be correct. And I started going through, you know, finding just all the little fiddly maintenance bits that he never checked, never did, never thought about, never bothered. Nobody ever told him about, whatever the case may be. I pulled the alternator off, and I'm like, I'm really not looking forward to pulling the head on this thing. It's not hard. It's just when you pull the head, you've got to check it for straightness, because you've pulled the bolts out of it. You've got to check it for straightness. And take it to the machine shop. You're at least paying them the $30, $40, whatever dollars, which it wasn't the price that I cared about. It was the time that it was going to spend. We're living in an apartment complex at the time, so the time that we were going to spend just the car sitting there not doing anything, not being useful to me at all. So pull the alternator off, and I just like I wonder. Took a screwdriver, and because the way bolts break, they generally shear, right? And this one had sheared, and when they shear, there's a leading edge and a trailing edge of the shear, depending on the type of shear. But I stuck a screwdriver in it, and I just started turning it, and the bolt just comes right out, and I boop, 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 boop. First thing, no problem, not cross-threaded or nothing. The only thing I can think of is whoever was in there before, they didn't tighten that bolt all the way. They did not torque it. They did the bottom one, but they forgot to do the top one, and the vibration moving around sheared the bolt right off. There you go, Bob's your uncle. Doesn't matter how tight you have the other bolt, it's an access point. It's gonna move, especially when you have a belt some distance from the access point, applying pressure to the whole thing. It's gonna move. So it did. Oh, I forgot to put the little cover on the bolt. There we go. Cover on the bolt. Now we bring this guy back up here. Then we spin this guy back on here. That feels good. Grab our little pickadoo. Find our hole. Use the ratchet. Get back in here. And funnily enough, I think the book calls this out as not that much torque. I think it's only like 30 or 40 foot-pounds of torque on that bolt. It's not that much. It's kind of strange to me. But, you know, stuff and things. And things and the stuff. Then we grab a wrench here, pull our tensioner back as far as we can, slap the belt on, pull the wrench off the tensioner, and Bob's your uncle. Bob was my uncle, in actuality. He's gone now. It's very sad, because he was a good guy. He was a nice guy, he was a funny guy, did his absolute, honest, complete best to be the absolute best him he could possibly be. We're gonna, even though it's non-functional, we are gonna stick the cruise control actuator arm back on there. Put our intake tube back on, stick our connector back in its little holder there because I knocked it out. And then I still haven't set up the freaking soundboard. I need to set up the soundboard. Oi! Tighten that. And come over here. Loosen this so we can slide it over correctly and then retighten it. Tell you what, one of the worst sets of ideas Volkswagen ever had was a connector like on the back of this alternator, where it's very, very similar to a Delphi connector, but you can't unclip it with your hand. It hurts you. It damages your skin trying to unclip it by hand. You have to use a little tool. That's stupid. That is just the stupidest thing you can do for a connector on an automobile. Aircraft? Sure. Fine. Volkswagen is not BMW. They don't need to be putting aircraft parts on cars. Honestly, BMW shouldn't be putting aircraft parts on cars, even though they have the heritage. But anyway. What the heck is that? What in the world? That's 60 hertz. That looks like our 60 hertz in this town. Holy crap, the power in this town is bad. Jesus. Look at that. This is stupid. Okay. Battery back on. This guy. Can't clip him on there. Alright. Now we start them up. See what it looks like. We'll see some of those bigger spikes. Although, you're not updated. That looks a lot better, actually. That looks a lot better. Okay. Must stick. Yeah. I would make the claim that is very much better. I would say much very better. Nice. Clean up the tools. This back on. have a sneaking suspicion that's fixed the problem. We won't know for sure, 100%, until the next really cold day, or through the winter we'll find out. That is exactly the waveform that I expect to see coming out of an alternator. Those kind of slow up and downs that you see, where you don't see quite a full waveform, which is like here, that's going to be engine RPM as it adjusts. Just a little tiny bit, up and down, up and down, up and down. I still see those spikes in there though. That worries me. Oh, and of course when the stream died, the recording killed, and I forgot to start it back up. Lovely. Good. I think we solved it, honestly. Bearing in this alternator and the brushes sound kind of not great. So we're going to stick him to the side, and I'll probably end up rebuilding him at some point in the future. But with quality parts. Yeah, I'm actually quite satisfied with that. That does seem like it will work. Because that waveform is worlds and ends better. Don't you love it when you put something for sale on Facebook and your post is in one language, but all you get is hundreds of posts in a language that is not present in your post? What part of this post makes you think I speak the language you're trying to talk to me in, guy? Is there anything in there that says I speak this language? No, there isn't, because I don't. I'm not going to say I speak a language if I don't, and I'm not going to. There should be no requirement for saying, hey, I don't speak Farsi and Hindu and Mandarin and Japanese. Like, I'm not going to give you a list of languages that I do not speak. I speak one language, honestly. I know a little bit of a few others. But if you can't be bothered to come to me, like, I'm trying to sell something, and if you can't be bothered to come to me in the same language that I'm trying to sell it to you in, I'm not going to try to sell it to you, honestly. Now, if you want to come and you want to try, like, hey, you know, Google Translate and some of this stuff. But I don't get that. It's just other languages. Like, no, I don't speak that guy. I have no idea what you're saying. I'm not going to Google Translate to sell you something. If you want to do business with me, you come to me, you put the effort in. I'm not going to expend more effort to sell you this item because I'm not a business selling it. I'm a private seller. It's not my business to sell you on the item. It's my business to sell it to you if you want to buy it. Right? There's the direction of effort there. Right? A business sells stuff to people. It is their work, it is their position, it is their job to put the effort in to make money. Private sellers are not that way. Private sellers are the other way. Private sellers are the people who want to buy things, put the effort in to find the product and buy it. So it's like, I'm not going to Google Translate simply because you can't be bothered to. Right? Can't and won't. For right now, actually, I think I might be ending the stream here. And then probably hopping on the computer when I get back. I want to go get a drink, and I'm going to message this guy back because I want to drive the Passat around, see if it does a thing. Um, 40 minutes. So yeah, I think I'm gonna end this stream here. I did the one thing that I wanted to do, and then moving this setup back inside is gonna take some doing. So I'm just gonna shove it in the garage, go get a drink, go see a guy about a thing. See if I can't get rid of a car. We'll see you folks later. Probably in a couple hours. I wanna play Satisfactory today, so probably in a couple hours. So hopefully we'll see you there.